We're keeping it local right here in Oceanside, California. Welcome back to Brolic Whiskey. I'm Metahuman Dave.
Just Mike.
Today we're reviewing Shadow Ridge, which is a veteran-owned company that's based right down the street from us in Oceanside, California. And, did I mention that it's veteran-owned?
No, it's veteran-owned.
It's veteran-owned. This is a sample bottle that was gifted to us by the head distiller and owner, Sean. So thank you, Sean. He was gracious enough to give me a private tour of his distillery, and I told him that we do whiskey reviews. So he's like, "Would you want to review this?" Of course, I said yes.
Yeah.
Now I'll give him props on a couple things. I don't know if you noticed this. What does that remind you of?
Oh, I think you did give me a clue to this one. Cigar.
Yeah. I don't know if the camera's catching it, but it has like a cigar ring look. I think he nailed it on the head with this one. I think it looks pretty dope.
It's pretty.
You can see it is a smaller bottle. This is not a 750. This is a 375. So a little bit smaller bottle. Very, very small batch production. Most of his stuff gets aged in a 5-gallon barrel. Gotcha. Sometimes he'll put things in a 15-gallon barrel, but this I know for sure came out of a 5-gallon. It was done in a very traditional Scottish way, but of course, since it's made here in America, it's not Scotch. It is a single malt whiskey.
Does he have a price point on this bottle yet?
I don't want to say the wrong information.
Okay, so he doesn't.
He did tell me. I think it might have been in the $50 range, gotcha. Somewhere, give or take. So, like I said, this is an advanced copy or advanced bottling of this. It should be available on the market probably sometime in August. So keep an eye out for this one when it's out there. I don't want to give too much away to Mike what I typically get on the nose, because I have had this now 3 separate times, so I know what to expect.
God damn it, that's smooth.
Mike's favorite word, folks.
No, that is. That smells so good.
I do get nice little sweetness out of this, but I definitely do get some smokiness. I don't know the exact percentages of what he uses. I do know that this is partially peated. He uses, it is 100% single malt, but he uses, I believe it's 40% peated, 60% malted barley. I might be a little off on that. I just know it's 100% barley, some malted, some peated, and Vienna and Cristal is what I believe he was mentioning, all the type of malts.
Well, on the nose, it smells great. I get a little nuttiness somewhere.
Yes, you're not wrong.
I do get a nuttiness. It's almost like a sugar-coated nut of some sort. You know, when you go and get a honey roasted almond or something like that. That's what I get.
Dude, you're not wrong.
Flavor-wise, I do get a thicker texture. It's creamy to me.
Yep.
It's wonderful, but it's quick. It's a very quick flavor.
Really?
Gone. To me, it is.
I get a little bit of a long finish. Like it's as I'm talking to you, I'm still getting flavor changes.
I get a sensation, but I'm not getting flavors now. I'm getting the tingling,
okay,
like you said, of the smoke, but that's coming after. But the flavor for me is now gone. But it's a wonderful start. I mean,
well, I don't want to. I liked where you were going with it. So if you have more to add to it, and I know you said creaminess and
got more drink.
Okay, so I 100% agree with him on the creaminess. It was actually one of the first things I mentioned to Sean when I did taste it, and he's really outspoken about what he does and what makes his stuff different, and that's what I love about what's coming out of some of these American small craft distilleries is they're willing to experiment. He came from a brewing background where he brewed beer for about 20 years, and he took a lot of that knowledge from being a home brewer, and he's using some of that towards his distillate. Gotcha. So instead of using distiller's yeast to ferment the product, he's actually using like the same type of stuff that you would get from the nutrition shop. The same gut bacteria, the lactobacillus and the,
wow.
you know, he even from time to time we'll use some Greek yogurt, and I believe that's where we get that creaminess from.
That would explain a lot.
But I agree with Mike, a little bit of nuttiness and a little bit of smokiness, a good amount of sweet. I've said it to multiple people before, I am putting this in my top 10 favorite whiskeys. I love his single malt.
You know what? With my limited range of whiskeys and knowledge and experience, yeah, that's easily my top 10. I did put it towards the back of the tongue, and that's where the smoky flavor came in.
Okay.
Spot on.
Now,
Spot on.
it's not, although this is a peated whiskey, it's not the peated whiskeys like you would expect, like when we say Lafroig or Lagavulin or Ardbeg.
No.
You're not going to get anything like that, but it's just a different flavor without that crazy smoke bomb. I wouldn't even consider this a peated whiskey if I was trying to introduce someone to that style of whiskey.
No.
This is its own beast. This thing is just so damn good. I could drink this thing all day long. Like I genuinely love this whiskey so much that I'm gonna jump the gun on you, Mike.
Do it.
I'm scoring this as the highest score I've given on this channel thus far.
Okay.
This is a 9.
Wow. I think I have done a 9. I don't think I'm going that high with it. It is, I'm going to say simple. I'm going to say it's a simple whiskey. I'm going to go around the 8, 7. It's a good whiskey.
Wow.
It's good.
I'll tell you this. Sean is a very humble guy. It's probably from his Navy background that he's like that, but I think the guy needs to give himself more credit for what he's doing. I've had all of his stuff. I've had his bourbon. I've had his special release. I mean, I think the guy's a little too humble. I think he needs to give himself more credit. He is doing phenomenal stuff. This is a contender for any of the big names out there.
Well, this is the first one I've had of his. I haven't had the other ones yet. So
This is bottled at 45%.
just keep doing it.
So we are lowering this down a little bit.
I'm getting almost pure caramel. Like this really sweet, lovely odor.
Okay.
Oh god, that's
The only reason I know this smell is because my wife and her mom always make this condensed milk caramel where they boil it and make caramel out of it. That's the type of caramel smell that I'm getting out of this when it's diluted. Huh. But I kind of lose some of that smoke.
Yeah,
Okay. It still smells sweet though.
it does. It tastes sweeter to me with the water. The sweetness actually came out. I get a real charge of some type of caramel or vanilla right off the bat, and then it dies off again quickly for me. On the back end, it gives a little alcohol burn and it's gone. It's quick. How you feeling about that? It's still thick. It's still creamy, but I get a lot of sweetness.
Definitely lost the smokiness. A little sweeter. It's still creamy. The finish does end a little quicker now with diluting it down.
Okay.
I still actually enjoy it a lot, which is probably one of the first times I actually do like it diluted. Granted, I like it more neat, but it didn't change it up too much. All it did for me is it took out the smoke and it shortened the finish just a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's still a very respectable whiskey diluted. I'm going to give it an 8.4.
Yeah, I'm going to drop mine down. I'm going to take mine down to somewhere around the high 7s. Let's just go straight 8. Let's keep it straight 8 on that. Still enjoyed it, but it was too quick. And all I got really was a lot of sweet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Well,
let's try it like this.
we are going to try it for the first time for me on ice. We will have the other 2 bottlings that he has on our channel very soon. We will have the bourbon on one of our upcoming episodes, as well as he has a special release. That one is unique. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you about that. That is probably the most unique whiskey I've ever had.
Really?
This is my favorite out of them, though. And it
Crayon.
changes the smell quite a bit.
Crayon. Not bad.
Little dusty, little leathery. Okay. It changed the smell a lot, though.
It did. Flavor profile changed a lot too.
And none of the citrus notes that we often get with ice.
Yeah.
I'm not getting any citrus on this one. Leathery, smoky. Mike?
Muted.
It's a common theme with ice.
Yeah, there's nothing. With ice, it's just very plain.
You know what? I kind of agree. It's
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It muted the flavors so much that it's almost like nothing.
It's
If I was to
unfortunate.
say anything, it kind of tastes like liquid dust. And I don't
Yeah.
mean it in a good way.
No, it's not pleasurable and nice.
I absolutely love this neat. I really enjoyed it still diluted. Not digging it on ice. So I would say don't waste this beautiful bottle by putting it over ice. Drink this straight. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you slide without scoring.
Yeah, I'm taking it back to like a 4. It's still drinkable, and you can tolerate it. There's just nothing there to enjoy.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close to him. I'm actually being a little more harsh on ice. I'm gonna give it a 3.6. It's not for me.
No.
But you bring this bottle out, I can probably kill this thing in a day. That's how much I enjoy this bottle.
Drink it neat. Drink it neat.
I love supporting small businesses, especially when they're owned by genuine dudes. People that really love what they're doing, people that are genuinely nice people.
Absolutely.
I'm not a big proponent of just saying, hey, just support small business just because they're small. I mean, if you're putting out quality like this, I have to give the stamp of approval. Check them out if you're local. They're here in Oceanside, which is the next town over from where we're at. They're making some phenomenal stuff. The San Diego's craft scene is actually blowing up. There's 14 different distilleries right now to check out. So if you're in San Diego, hit them up. They love doing tasting tours, and you can speak with the distiller and owner directly. I mean, you can't do that at the big name guys. So
You're not going
take
to
advantage while these guys are still small, because brands like this have the potential to blow up because of how good their stuff is.
Yeah, that's very palatable.
It's damn enjoyable. With that being said, you got an outro for us?
Yeah. We're the best people ever. Me and Dave, best ever.
We might quite possibly be the best whiskey review channel with hosts that got haircuts this morning.
This morning. Chopsticks.